fact. If I ever come across you, bum, I'm knocking you dead spark out. I ain't a YouTuber or a man half your size. I am him, the man. You're a classless loser.
I broke Jake's jaw.
His teeth look a bit removed as well.
Yeah, his teeth have come out of place. But credit to him, he done well. But I told him what was going to happen.
I wish that I could have knocked him out at the start. But as we saw tonight, Jake has spirit.
Following Anthony Joshua's emphatic sixth-round knockout of Jake Paul, longtime rival Tyson Fury made his feelings clear. Famous for his biting remarks and uncompromising views, Fury used the outcome not only to recognize Joshua's victory, but to stoke the long-running rivalry between the two British heavyweights, reminding supporters that although AJ dealt with Paul in the ring, a larger issue remains unanswered. When will Fury himself finally step forward to resolve their long-awaited clash?
Fury's as serious as he thinks he is, and he wants to put down his Twitter fingers and put on some gloves and come and fight one of the realest fighters out there that will take on any challenge. Step in the ring with me next if you're a real bad boy. Don't do all that talking, AJ this, AJ that.
Joshua's victory, broadcast to millions worldwide on Netflix and dominating sports coverage, represented a significant return to form after a 15-month absence for the former two-time world heavyweight champion. Yet while the win served as a strong statement from Joshua, Tyson Fury's swift reaction, both before and after the bout, has highlighted an underlying tension between the two British heavyweights that now appears likely to spill over into 2026.
Going on, there's nothing's been signed yet, but Tyson, he's indicated that if it's the right deal, he'll definitely do it. So I think it's going in the right, as I just said, going in the right direction, and hopefully we'll get some news pretty soon as to what's going to happen. He's been very good. He's been working very hard the last few months. He's had a lot of projects, including his Netflix series, Meet the Furies, the second series of that. He's got a documentary he's also filming. He's doing a lot of PAs as well, so he's been very, very busy. He's enjoying himself. But he's been in the ring full time. In the gym full time, training very hard, and he's in great nick. He looks well, and I'm sure, and he said on many times himself, he would like to come back and fight again. And 2026, I believe, provided the deal's right, I think you'll see him back in the ring again. If this fight happens, which I believe it will, if it does happen, it will be sometime in late summer. So Tyson, that's another sort of what's at the moment, it's another 7 months away. So he'll certainly have a fight in between, I think, if he comes back. The fans have been asking for this, and everybody's been talking about it for years and years and years. It's better, if it's going to happen now, than rather these guys come back and talk about doing it in 5 or 6 years' time. It's a fight that, anybody who I talk to about boxing, that's the one thing they always mention. When are these two getting it on? Are they ever going to get it on? We never got to see it, etc., etc. It will happen. I think it will happen, and I think when it does happen...
Ring Magazine stated, Fury versus Joshua is closer than ever. Anthony Joshua's victory over Jake Paul has put him on a direct collision path with Tyson Fury. The rivalry between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury has evolved into one of the most discussed storylines in modern heavyweight boxing. For years, fans have demanded the two British icons finally meet, with promoters hailing it as the biggest fight in the sport and one that must take place to resolve long-standing arguments over who truly deserves heavyweight supremacy.
Fury?
I'm not gonna disrespect Fury, Gareth.
I want to fight him though, Jack. We want to see you fight him so much.
Exactly. I think I deserve it, the fans deserve it, you deserve it. It's such a shame that the guy decided to retire. He should grow a backbone. You win some, you lose some.
Do you beat him?
Yeah, definitely.
All day long, yeah?
100%. So do you know what day it is today?
Saturday morning.
What comes after Saturday?
Sunday.
Many within the boxing world were dissatisfied with how the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul contest played out. Despite Joshua securing a sixth-round knockout, critics claimed the fight never felt like a truly competitive sporting event, with Paul spending much of the early rounds moving laterally, clinching, and avoiding meaningful exchanges instead of engaging in traditional boxing action, prompting boos from sections of the crowd and online fans branding the matchup a circus.
This is such a bad look overall for the sweet science, the sport of boxing, which, cannot get out of its way anyway on a regular basis. what we saw in there, I don't think anyone ultimately looks good. It was theater. It was sloppy. It was gross. It was unnecessary. I'd love to say my favorite sport is better than this, but I think we know that already. I think the bigger question is how much more can the rest of us tolerate the Jake Paul circus?
What was so deflating about this is even though we, in a sense, got the outcome that most people tuning into this fight were here for, which was to see Jake Paul get knocked out, it was the worst version of a Jake Paul knockout loss that we could have asked for. There isn't some sort of highlight reel moments like the Ngannou knockout where Anthony Joshua just...
Joshua openly acknowledged that his showing was not flawless and admitted he needed to improve, noting that both he and his trainer had expected more from his early rounds. AJ explained that Paul's evasive footwork and unorthodox tactics made him hard to trap. However, once he established his distance, he was able to close the show convincingly. Despite the criticism, Joshua emphasized that his primary objective was always to win and damage his opponent when the chance arose, and that scoring the 6th round knockout proved he adjusted as the fight progressed.
Broke Jake's jaw.
His teeth look a bit removed as well.
Yeah, his teeth have come out of place. But credit to him, he done well, but I told him what was going to happen, but it just took 6 rounds to do that.
People will criticize you for going 6 rounds with Jake Paul. How do you feel about that?
I deserve it.
Why? Come on.
Because, like, we're elite fighters. Like, so I put myself in the shoes of a coach. If I was coaching Anthony Joshua and he went 6 rounds with Jake Paul, I would get him back in the gym tomorrow, give him a bit of a beating, and we're getting straight back to work, because I'll be like, how are you letting this kid take you 6 rounds? Are you crazy? In boxing, there's a time when you systematically break someone down and you see their soul leaving their body. And after a period of time, 2 things start to happen to them. Either they give up or they get knocked out. And there was a bit of a mix. I said to myself, I'm not gonna knock you out. I am gonna systematically punish you round after round. And like, I wanted it to be slow and methodical. I swear, it might have dropped down now. And I just kept on hitting him. Sorry, go.
Right,
I hit you for everyone in England, I was hitting him. I kept on hitting him. And I could see, I had that mentality where I was like, remember in the press conference I said, he's Iverson and I'm Jordan? And I was like, I'm gonna just keep breaking him down. Because he was elusive.
Michael Bisping did not describe it as a classic by boxing standards. His analysis focused on the mismatch and concerns about the level of opposition rather than applauding the quality of the contest. Bisping, a former UFC champion turned analyst, publicly questioned whether Jake Paul would be eager to return to the boxing ring after confronting the far more seasoned Anthony Joshua, emphasizing the physical and mental strain such a bout can impose on someone with far fewer professional rounds. Instead of debating whether AJ appeared sloppy, Bisping warned against minimizing the dangers of the sport when mismatches occur, showing greater concern for the risks Paul endured while also expressing respect for his bravery in accepting the fight.
I don't know where to start with this, okay? Was it a classic? Was it a fight that you've definitely got to go and watch? I can't say that it was. Listen, first of all, they both stepped in the ring. They were paid $92 million. They both get to go home to their families, and no one got injured. No one's dead. No one's going to the hospital. They're both fine. Apparently, Jake Paul claims that he's got a broken jaw, spat a little bit of blood out, right? But the fight itself wasn't anything to remember. It really wasn't, right? Anthony Joshua was a little sloppy. He was tentative. He took his time. He said he was trying to break him down, look for the shots. And maybe it's because he's been out the ring for 15 months, okay? And last went up against Daniel Dubois. Or maybe it's because he felt like a bit of a bully going up against Jake Paul. But he didn't seem like he really...
Former world heavyweight champion David Haye shared a respectful and balanced view of Jake Paul's showing against Anthony Joshua. Haye recognized that Paul was up against an incredibly difficult task, entering the ring with a far more experienced and physically dominant opponent. He noted that despite the gap in size and experience, Paul followed his game plan by using movement and evasion to prevent Joshua from easily setting his feet, demonstrating a level of ring awareness and toughness that merited acknowledgement. Haye stressed that although Paul did not win, there was still something admirable about his readiness to compete, absorb heavy shots, and survive into the later rounds against one of boxing's elite fighters.
you know, it was a awkward night. You know, AJ couldn't get to grips with him. Obviously, Jake had a pretty good game plan, moving his feet, lateral movement, slipping and sliding. Obviously, been practicing that a lot in sparring, and you got to give him credit. He came out there and gave it a good go, took his licks like a man, didn't complain. You know, fighting a much bigger, more established, world-class fighter. So that's usually what happened was what was always going to happen. You know, a lot of people thought he would only last 1 round, 2 rounds, but you know, you got to give Jake credit. You know, he went out there and had a solid game plan and was implementing it at times, was landing shots, was avoiding getting hit with the big shots. You know, but there's a reason we have weight categories in boxing, and I'd say he sticks with, you know, the cruiserweight division where the guys are the same size as him, because that, you know, without having the schooling, the many years, I was able to give away 100 pounds in weight because I've been boxing since I was 10. I was an international amateur and, you know, world champion at cruiserweight. That's why I was able to do the big jump and use the tactics that he used to win the heavyweight championship. But you know, credit to him, nothing but respect for Jake Paul for putting on such an event and putting himself in harm's way.
I would imagine some people back home for you are going to say, man, AJ should have gotten out of there in 2 rounds.
No, anyone who understands boxing knows it's very difficult to close the range on someone who doesn't want to hold his feet. And is AJ supposed to just run around swinging and missing? No, he's supposed to, you know, wait for the right opportunity, which he did. And once the opportunity presented himself, he landed and the fight was over. But yeah, anyone who kind of gives AJ stick because he didn't knock.
Former undisputed heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis commented on Anthony Joshua's 6th round knockout of Jake Paul, offering a direct and analytical assessment of the contest. Lewis observed that Paul did not appear to be in ideal condition for such a huge leap in competition and admitted that once Joshua's power began to connect, Paul was left largely stationary and bracing for impact. Lewis also pointed to Joshua's extended layoff, suggesting that AJ required several rounds to shed ring rust before fully imposing himself, though once he did, the result was unavoidable.
Jake Paul had his hands down.
Yeah.
He was basically waiting for that knockout.
Absolutely. And where is the Tyson Fury Joshua fighting happening now?
Yeah, it should happen. I think it should happen.
Who wins it? Who wins it? Who's the best?
Oh, don't ask me too soon. It's too soon for that, man.
Excuse me, Lennox. I'm sorry.
I miss you, Lennox.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Good to see you.
Yeah, man.
Just let me know your thoughts on Jake going 6 rounds with AJ.
You know, the fact that he did that, it was good because, you know, we didn't think it was going to go 6 rounds. We thought it was going to go 2. So the fact that he made 6 rounds is an accomplishment for Jake Paul.
Was there anything that stuck out with you from the fight?
Yeah, really, who was in better shape? I thought that Joshua was in great shape compared to, you know, Jake Paul, because he was running around the ring.
You guys gotta walk,
and that takes out a lot of energy, especially when you're not used to it.
Were you
gotta keep going, guys.
with
Excuse me.
him going 6 rounds in terms of someone like the stature of AJ should have maybe gotten him out of there early?
Well, that's what we wanted to happen, but we have to look at what what was going on in AJ's life. You know, he was out for 15 months, so this is like a little warm up for him, and he needed it.
Did he look good to you, AJ? In your opinion?
For being out 15 months? Yeah, you know, it looked all right.
Fans delivered a sharply divided response to Anthony Joshua's knockout victory over Jake Paul. Some applauded Joshua's strength and control, describing the knockout as impressive and praising his patience as he gradually wore Paul down before ending the fight. Others expressed disappointment with the slow-paced early rounds, with social media users claiming the bout looked staged or fixed because Joshua appeared restrained while Paul spent much of the contest circling and avoiding exchanges. A day prior to the fight, Tyson Fury publicly fired back at Anthony Joshua following AJ's controversial remarks about the matchup with Jake Paul, labeling Joshua disrespectful and mocking him online for using harsh language to sell the bout. Fury did not hold back, questioning Joshua's decision to promote a fight against a YouTuber-turned-boxer and pointing to Joshua's age and recent career setbacks as reasons the comments felt out of place. Fury's tone was sharp and dismissive, even joking that if he ever fought Joshua himself, he would knock him out, adding another layer of drama to an already highly charged pre-fight build-up.
Been sent a video of Anthony Joshua talking about if he kills somebody, he kills somebody in a boxing ring. I think, you know what? He's a little bit long in the tooth to be talking shite like that. He's 37-year-old at the end of his career, fighting a YouTuber, a Disney Channel guy, who Tommy beat. And now he's talking about killing him and all that to try and sell. Please. Barking up the wrong tree, idiot. Here's a fun fact. If I ever come across you, bum, I'm knocking you dead spark out. I ain't a YouTuber or a man half your size. I am him. The man. You're a classless loser. Coming off a 15 months knockout defeat to a local lad. Imagine if someone from Morecambe knocked me out. You big bum, useless tosser. You don't, and I can't wait if Jake Paul knocks your spark out, you big bum.
Anthony Joshua refused to retreat after Tyson Fury publicly criticized him for the aggressive language he used toward Jake Paul during the build-up to their fight. Instead of walking back his comments, Joshua defended the mindset behind them, explaining that combat sports demand a ruthless mentality and that fighters must be prepared for extreme physicality once they step into the ring. He emphasized that boxing is inherently dangerous and that the "license to kill" phrase was intended to reflect competitive intensity rather than genuine malice toward Paul. Joshua clarified that while he hopes every fighter exits the ring safely, the nature of the sport requires total commitment and focus on victory, stressing that his words were not a personal attack on Paul but a description of the mentality fighters adopt at the elite level. The Joshua-Fury fight has been discussed for years and is widely regarded as one of the most significant potential heavyweight matchups in history, with promoters and analysts arguing it would be a blockbuster clash driven by contrasting styles, personalities, and star power.
Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury at some point in 2026, but I think for Joshua's side of things, he's looking at this, going in for this, let's just say, warm-up just to get rid of a bit of ring rust against Jake Paul. Then he looks for a fight again in February sort of time, and that might be a Tony Yoka sort of level sort of fighter. Tyson Fury is rumoured to be coming back and fighting Arslanbek Makhmudov.
Yes.
That's the fight that they're talking about him coming back with.
Beat Dave Allen recently.
Oh, yeah. But here's the thing, Jim. What route does Anthony Joshua take? Does he look at that Tyson Fury? Yeah, the financial rewards are with Tyson Fury. Of course they are. Or does he follow his dream of becoming a three-time world heavyweight champion? And that could fall in the space of Fabio Wardley, who has openly said that was the fight that I would like next if I was going to defend my title.
Spencer's on the money there, Simon, because Fabio is saying he would, quote, happily welcome an all-British fight for his WBO heavyweight belt with Joshua. What kind of warm-up fight is that for Joshua before he goes in against
Fury? I'm sure he would, because that poor bugger keeps on getting diminished everywhere he turns. And now he can't get a fight with Usyk because Usyk thinks he's beneath him, so he needs to get paid to some extent for being a world champion, and Anthony Joshua guarantees him that. I think that's a whole raft of problems for Anthony Joshua, Fabio Wardley, irrespective of the fact that his background is whatever and he hasn't fought at this level and Anthony Joshua has, blah, blah, blah. I think Fabio Wardley would knock him out. So I don't think he takes that fight at all. I think he takes Tyson Fury.
See, no,
do you think Wardley knocks out AJ Spencer?
This is where I'll disagree with Simon, because I think that Anthony Joshua's looking at this saying, yeah, Tyson Fury's saying he's coming back. We don't know when he gets out of bed, what side of bed he gets out of, whether he's going to return, whether he's not going to return, whether he's going to retire, stay retired. Everything that Tyson Fury says is that he is staying retired. But Anthony Joshua's point of view, he sees a little opening here, and he sees a little opportunity. He goes, well, I could get another crack at a world title. Whether he wins or loses that against Fabio Wardley is a different conversation. But he may say, let me fight Fabio Wardley, and if I come up trumps and I win the world title, the Tyson Fury fight still.
Eddie Hearn has repeatedly stated that the fight must happen and that both fighters would benefit from it, viewing it as a defining moment for their careers. Anthony Joshua quickly turned his attention back to his long-running rivalry with Tyson Fury, confidently signaling that he still sees himself as the man to resolve their unfinished business. Joshua challenged Fury to stop hiding behind social media, step into the ring, and fight him face-to-face if he is truly serious about competition. He has even suggested he would be ready to put Fury down and prove his superiority in the heavyweight division, showing strong belief that he could stop Fury if the two ever finally met.
I'll be over the moon. Would you? Yeah, of course. Would you like to? Yeah, of course. Are you friendly with him? Not really. But I respect what he's done. I think he called you a dosser. Yeah, but that's his standard term of abuse. Yeah. You big dosser. Yeah. He's a bodybuilder. Yeah. He is a businessman. I am a Spartan. Yeah. Have you got one of those fully Tyson Fury dolls? No, I'm joking. You must like him, though. What makes you say that? Because you can memorize every quote of his. He's very quotable, isn't he? He is, to be fair. He's got that distinctive... Like he's eating a frog voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you could beat him?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be easy, though.
No.
The bookies, I think, would favor him.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Was this fight a disappointment? Let us know in the comments below.